Many different agendas will collide today. The title fight for the Amazon Cup Series ends here on this day, as 5 drivers will be retiring. 9 drivers from 8 teams will do battle for this championship. JD639, Big Blue, Hunter B, Marky Mark Silas, Nick Sant, Irishman GFS, Wrangler, Dale Reynolds, and BKR. Can Nick win the title in a swan song season, or will the other great 8 drivers disagree with that? All questions will be answered within the hour, as here is the Amazon Cup Series Season 7 finale, the NAPA 125. Welcome everyone to the NAPA 125 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the season finale of the 7th season of the Amazon Cup Series. I'm joined by my fellow commentators, the Dream Team, Dale Jr. Fan and Nice for sale, okay?
Man, you're wrong calling it the Dream Team. This is the Dream Team, I wouldn't be here.
It's your boy.
Yeah, on the pole for this race is Chase. Flanked to his right is Pit Boy Flynn. Third is championship contender Hunter B. Fourth is Yoshi Racing, trying to get hit number 10 in the top 35 and owner's points. Fifth in his final career start in fellow championship contender Nick Sant. Sixth is Deep Dale Jr. fan. Seventh is Mountain Dew fan.
And the end.
Eighth is Sylvie in his final career Amazon Cup Series start. Ninth. What?
I just recently found out that Sylvie's a girl.
Retiring, yeah.
It doesn't matter. Pace car is pulled off, and we are setting 82 laps here in Atlanta. We're underway in the season finale.
DJF with the eccentric start going to the outside line right away. That's not really the preferred line, as they're 3 wide for the lead. Here comes Hunter B trying to take the lead from Chase.
With 9 drivers fighting for this championship and 4 drivers fighting for the top 35, it's going to be a hectic.
Oh no! Savage just turned DJF into the inside. Championship points leader. DJF is involved. PKR is involved. DJF.
McShane's in it. Logan.
Dale Reynolds is in it. Dale Reynolds is in it. Dale Reynolds is in it. His championship hopes are junk.
The 91's on fire.
That's bad, to say the least.
Looks like BKR. So slight mistake.
67% of the Eclipse Motorsports farm has been taken out, but more importantly, Nick Sant in his final career start takes the lead with a chance to win the title, and even bigger, BKR and Dale Reynolds, the 2 most powerful drivers of the season, taken out on the first lap.
Not entirely taken out for BKR, but we see here, looking at the lines, it looks like, just Savage just decided he doesn't want to race DJF and turns him. BKR with very light damage in this. Oh!
Ow.
DJF gets packed for the Century. I think was it the 5 car?
It looked like the 5 car to me. Maybe I think we'll get another.
It was a black car. I'm pretty sure it was the 5.
We'll get another view of it.
I'm going to feel that one tomorrow.
We see, just the incident there. Dumbledore gets turned and slight damage there, and it looks like it was the 5 who
field is involved.
All 4 GPR cars were involved. The 45, the 98, the 46, and the 12 are all damaged.
Looks like Hirohito in his final career start. It's not gonna be a good result for him.
Looking at Pre McShane's view, that car is pretty much done.
Yeah, when you go head on to the outside wall at Atlanta or really any other track, unless you're doing 5 miles an hour, you're pretty much done.
It's awful sad and poetic, I guess. 2 of the top. 2. I cannot think.
Top 9.
No, not the top 9. One of the drivers retiring. You expect him to go out in a blaze of glory. We could just say Hirohito went out in the blaze of chaos.
Fire. He went out in a blaze, but it was a blaze of fire and screaming.
Yeah.
6 cars out of the race under that caution flag. Pace car back on pit lane. We are back underway at Atlanta.
Retiree and Nick Sant leading, but looks like he just got a horrible start from this point of view.
Well, it's not too bad. He immediately got to the inside, which is the best form of damage control here at Atlanta. It's very hard to pass on the top.
Speaking of retirees, the top 2 are now retirees. Nick Sant and Jericho, both season 1 drivers. We will surely miss them after the conclusion of this race.
You mentioned sorry to cut you off, but you mentioned that it was a good thing to see Nick Sant racing up front. Unfortunately for them, the 49 of Jose was the first car out, and he took some pretty heavy damage. So Jose likely will not put that car in the top 35 in points.
Pretty unfortunate, but that does help the 10 of Yoshi a lot. Dumbledore Racing is trying desperately to get that car into. They're 4 wide. Look at that.
4 wide down the backstretch.
Do the
Silly Penguin only on the wheels and do.
Anyway, speaking of retiring, there, to my knowledge, 5 drivers that are retiring from ACS after this season. Actually, retiring in general from after this season because TS Media, who unfortunately did not make the race, as far as I know. Actually, yeah, he did not make the race at all. He will be moving down to the Fairlight Sportsman Series after this season.
That got me a little nervous there. It looked like Mark Silas almost got turned by Irishman GFS. They were making contact coming off of turn 2. Usually, bumper-to-bumper contact on the exit of a corner doesn't work. So now they're going to go 3 wide. Richard Herman to the bottom of Kiani and Wrangler as they go through the dog leg.
And Wrangler in that 41 is provisionally right now the championship leader with those top 2 in the wall earlier.
Yeah. We see here, Marky Mark and Irishman are well within the top 15 from the looks of it. And Penguin trying to march his way back up after getting slipped up at the track a couple laps ago. Speaking of Penguin, as I was mentioning earlier, 5 drivers are retiring after this race. Nick Sant, Jericho, Penguin, Sylvie, and Hirohito. I almost forgot who Hirohito was for a moment.
Despite running, coming into this race 5th in the standings, I am pretty confident right now with him leading this race that Nick Sant, effectively, if the race were to end right now, would be the champion.
What a way, if that happened, what a way to end a career would be. Nick is arguably the... Go ahead.
I was going to say BKR is just shoving his way past everyone right now. He's
a man on the mission right now. He does not want to have his season end this late in the going.
Well, you could say this late in the going, but also this early in the going, as we've actually completed only 10 laps.
Actually, and earlier, I believe we were wrong and mentioned that Hirohito was involved in the accident because looking at his car, he has virtually no damage at all.
I was about to crack a joke about that not being Hirohito, but the cameraman clearly didn't get the message.
Oh, look at this car. This is a Rusty.
This is Rusty Broussard. He's making his final start for Nick Sant Racing. That makes 2 drivers there. He specifically actually reached out to me. I'm on the paint squad. And had me do a special car from a drawing he had.
Dumbledore is activating rolling chicane mode. Oh.
Not what you want to see after he won last week at Watkins Glen.
So far he's being a good rolling chicane and sticking to the outside. He's being a very good rolling chicane actually.
This appears to be the first time in the season we've had a rolling chicane actually stay on the outside out of the way of the drivers. Now there's a little bit of contact as our pole sitter, Jason LATV, gets hooked by Big Blue.
Teammates. That'll be a pretty bad Monday meeting, am I right?
Yeah. Well, not to mention that, but Big Blue, if he would have wrecked him, that would have been a very bad look, as he's going to drive that 40 car that Saint will be abdicating after today's race.
Oak Assassin is, I believe, one of those drivers that is in the top 35 race.
I'd say
a good job in the top 10.
Barely in the top 35, as we see Yoshi trying to get to the inside of Do, his team boss in the Fairlight Sportsman Series. We wonder how the employee races the boss man here is. Look at only him Wheels trying to make a crossover on Yoshi there.
Oak's pushing through. He gets around the 94. Oak came into this race 12 points out of the top 35, and with the 49 effectively out of contention, he basically has to beat the likes of Hirohito and Anderson Reed if he wants a spot in the top 35.
Now look at this. This could very well be the race for the title, as it's Nick Sant and Hunter B. First and third with Jericho in between. Each of these drivers have something in common with the other. Nick and Hunter are title contenders. And then the other 2 are either both retiring or not in the title hunt. It's a little bit weird when I say it now, but this is a pretty good battle for the win.
The top 4 are comprised of Season 1 veterans. Nick Sant, Jericho, Hunter, and MDF way back there in 4th.
No.
Flexing our muscle in the top 4 right now. just to show that being a veteran is not all that bad. While being older, yes, you can still flex that experience on the youngins.
Yeah. In fact, Dale Earnhardt drove up until he was 49 years old. Most drivers would have been retired by then.
Yep.
He actually had planned on driving till the end of the 2006 season. He would have retired with Rusty Wallace, but no such thing happened. Excuse me, the 2005 season, not 2006.
We see the top three virtually unchanging. Nick pulling away just by half a length there from the looks of it.
Now we look, Hunter's trying to run a little bit of a lower lane to get a run on Jericho.
Top 10 is single filed out now. You see only on wheels in 10th. Only on wheels has been kind of an unknown this season. Pretty uncharacteristic of him, if I may say so myself there. But go ahead.
Only Wilson's going to be leaving that number 9 team at the end of this season. I believe he will be joining 5395 Racing.
He won't be leaving. He won't be leaving that team. Actually, that's his own team. He will just be, not driving for his own team next season.
I actually believe. I'm sorry to correct you, but I believe that he is going over to what was the 00 car for next season. But correct me if I'm wrong about that.
It's rolling chicane time 2. Electric Boogaloo is now both lanes are being hogged by the lap cars of Logan Man, everyone's favorite rolling chicane, and Dumbledore. And this is really going to make this battle for the
Look at Hunter trying to go 3 wide for the lead.
They're going to go 3 wide for the lead and possibly for the title.
Hunter gets through to the lead. He's going to get a valuable bonus point for this title fight. That was a bit less dramatic than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
They sorted out for now.
Pretty quick. Well, it's going to be sorted out until Rolling Chicane Part 3. And here goes Jericho to the bottom for the lead. He's retiring after this season as well. He's a Season 1 alum, and he's calling it 7 seasons. Now they're side by side for second. This is for the championship, if I'm not wrong. And Nick is going to get the upper hand, go to second, and possibly take the lead for the championship.
While they've been battling, we've got a small pack of cars led by the 03 of MDF, back to about 8th or so.
For the championship, that's not as cut and dry as you made it out to be, DGF. Actually, 15 points separate Nick and Hunter B. So at least 2 cars worth of positions would need to be between them in order for a swap to actually mean something in the title fight. Yeah. But still, they are very close in points, and this would be pretty brewing up if Wrangler and BKR stay where they are.
Ooh, seems Doom might have gotten a little loose or maybe a little tight there, washed up, and seemed to have lost control but saved the car. There goes Big Blue at the bottom of the DF.
Speaking of Dude, this is his final race for All In Motorsports. He, after a couple seasons of driving for his friend Irishman, he's going to go to Goki Patalka Racing, if I'm not mistaken.
And normally that team showed speed as of late, but today they had most of their cars wiped out in the first mile and a half.
They showed speed, but that speed was slow.
There's been rumblings of who will be taking his place in that 47. Easiest contenders would be his high-finishing Fairlight Sportsman Series drivers. But Irishman is not saying anything whatsoever about who could be replacing him in the 47.
This silly season is not shaping up to be very much in terms of being open with things. In fact, we know very little about driver changes for the next season. We only really know retirements.
As Jericho's still maintaining about a 0.3 of a second gap back to the number 40 of Nick. Well, I should mention, if it wasn't obvious enough, that is a special livery on that 40 car.
Bit of a throwback to the Nextel Cup Series scheme for Rusty Wallace. He retired at the end of the 2005 season. Rusty's last call, as it was called.
Yeah. that hood logo comes as inspired as a special request from him. Um, if I may for a second, that scheme is a hybrid of his first two really successful cars. One being his season 1 car, which was number 20. The only season I ever drove it, which was cut at a 45-degree angle down the back half of the car, where he started first to show success. And then the front of the car is a gradient, like a 7-Up car from when I think he won his first title.
Yeah, that'd be correct. As here comes Chase looking to make it 3 wide, but Rusty just dives into turn 3 there.
Oak in particular in that 8 car has been falling back. He's fallen almost outside of the top 10 after at one point running in 5th.
This has very much been a race of special paint schemes.
We even see Hunter B, running his number 1 Home Depot car. He actually personally painted a new one because, and I quote when I interviewed him, I just wanted one. Shows how funny the season 2 champion is. Am I right?
Yeah, he's been a very popular driver in the garage. Everyone likes Bunter.
Speaking of Hunter B, he actually still holds an NSOCO record that hasn't even been touched to this day. The most top 10s in the season and the most top 10s in a row. He set both of those in season 2. 10 total top 10s, 9 of them in a row. Nowhere near matched to this day, even with more races in a season.
I've talked about him a lot, but it's a special occasion, and there's no point not to. Nick Saint is an absolute legend of this sport. He has never finished outside the top 10 in points, and it looks like that's going to be the way it's going to be today, possibly winning a title in this final race.
Yeah, and so far his own record of winning at least one race every season is in jeopardy, as he's been winless this season, pretty uncharacteristic of him. Same with his team, actually. Nick Saint Racing, ever since winning Daytona, they went on a 12-race winless streak. Their longest ever.
It actually just got broken last week up in upstate New York.
Yeah, Dumbledore ended their winless streak, but unfortunate for Dumbledore, he's been involved in an accident early today in lap 1. But
they also just broke a winless streak in the Featherweight Sportsman Series with Adam Mitchell winning that race.
Yeah, you're right, actually. They broke a 19-race winless streak in the Fairlight Sportsman Series, all the way back to Season 1 at Daytona, the first Fairlight Sportsman Series race.
I should mention that last season we had 14 different winners in the first 14 races. You know who broke that streak? The driver for that number 40, Nick Saint, won at the season finale.
Bunter actually appears to be closing in a little bit on the leader, Jericho. At one point I saw it was a half a second margin. Now it's down to 0.35. Let's see what it is now. It's back to 0.36, but that's barely anything.
We see the gaps between the top 3 are relatively stable right now. They seem to be riding this run out. Maybe, I'm not sure when pit stops will come into factor here, but soon we could potentially see. We probably could potentially see pit stops and/or caution, whichever would come first. My prediction, obviously, caution coming first.
BKR, the championship leader, has moved his way up into the top 20, which is pretty impressive, speaking that his car is damaged.
A small asterisk, points leader coming into the race. The information, our points machine is a bit broken right now. They're fixing it right now. So we're trying to improvise as we go, at least that the way I'd say it.
So we've been told that our friend Nigel, who works with us, has a really bad hangover and can't update us on the points.
But coming into this race, comparing to the 2 and the 40, so BKR had a 69-point lead over Nick.
Nice.
I'm sorry, 79-point lead over Nick.
Nice. Not nice.
And a 94 points over Hunter. So with BKR running 19th, as it stands, that's going to be extremely close between the 2 and the 40.
I don't know if I'll be able to mention this again in this race, but if you look at the top 5, they're All of their margins rounded to the nearest hundredth all end in one.
That's pretty
Well,
spectacular.
not anymore. Yeah.
Only Will is trying to get by a Rusty Fighter for the 7th position.
Yes.
As you see Oak trying to get around MDF for the 9th position. He's able to complete his pass, but only Wheels is not able to complete his pass on Hunter just yet. Hunter, good lord, Rusty this yet. Hunter is way up, fighting for the lead of this race.
Hunter could have won a race earlier this year, but I believe he lost out in one of the closest finishes in series history at Miami.
Yeah, that's correct. Lost to Big Blue.
Oh, it looks like the 74 of Dumbledore has decided to call it. He has, I believe, pulled his car into the garage.
Yeah. At the conclusion of this lap, it'll be the halfway point of the race.
We finished lap 40. We are now, of course, at the halfway point. Anyone here have any predictions for how this title battle is going to play out?
I think Nick's got a good chance here. If he can get to the front and win this race, his chances of winning are very much there.
I guess I share the same sentiments as Nitro. As we complete the halfway point of this race, I want you to go and take a look at the average speed of this so far, 167 mile an hour. Compare that to the 193 we saw in the Fairlight Sportsman Series race.
Now,
shows
I
how
do need to.
Go ahead.
If I may, that's not entirely accurate, as we've had a caution this race, and we didn't have one in the Fairlight Sportsman Series race.
True.
We have 2 lap cars in the way up ahead. That it's the 49 of Jose.
And the 19 of Josh, dude.
No, it's the 92. That's a Johnston.
Oh, forgive me, Mr. Johnson, aka Spitfire.
Yeah. I don't think Josh Dude even made this race.
I don't think
that is the 92 of Ryan Johnston.
Yes. As you see, the 49, we'll see how good of a driver he is for his boss man. As Nick's trying to go to the outside of Jericho, what are you doing, man? The outside.
Ryan Johnston holds them up.
Well, I mean, nothing really we can say to blame Ryan Johnson on this because a little bit of contact almost.
Nick gives it the bumper, I think. I think Nick just gave the 54 a bumper, and he's going to go right on by.
Just shows how the outside is just that detrimental to you.
It seems like almost everywhere we go, that outside lane is bad.
Pretty much, yeah.
My scoring monitor has buffered a little bit, and it's behind. Will you call out once you get to the turn of the next lap?
And we just exited the turn on the back straightaway.
Oh, we got a crash.
Caution. Penguin and Carnation involved in it.
Look at the tire tracks. That was a long way coming. They had spun all the way at the end of turn 4, all the way into the.
Here comes the leaders. They take the caution flag, ending the turn now. As Carnation almost holding them up a lot. Oh man! I thought Johnston almost got ended there.
Me too. I don't think they hit each other.
They want to hit each other.
Sylvie got in the back of the 17.
What are these guys doing? Caution means.
Look out, Anderson Reed! What are you doing?
He just takes out a title fighter.
The 41's in it. That's Wrangler, and that's his race over. That car is junk. Unreal. As now the leaders are in the pits. I don't have any words for that. That was just.
Penguin
Meanwhile,
gets
Rusty runs to the back of the 9 car in the pit lane.
Penguin gets out to stay on the lead lap. I have no clue what the hell Anderson Reed was thinking about that.
This is the second time in 3 races that Anderson Reed has gotten involved. Yeah, no, Anderson Reed and Penguin have gotten involved in a bizarre accident under the same caution flag. We saw that happen at Talladega where the 31 and the 3 pushed each other over.
Yeah, First off, let's get a replay of what happened with Penguin and Carnation.
As said, I thought this had happened all the way down in turn 4. This is a race for 24th place. It looks like Penguin's car's got an issue. He is slowing down a lot.
Mark just turned Penguin down in the Carnation and then just sandwiched. Light damage for both of them, but
we haven't even gotten to the fun stuff yet.
They say it on the restrictor plate tracks that cautions breed cautions, but you wouldn't expect to hear that here at Atlanta.
Here we got another replay here. You'll see what Mark does. He's just pushing Penguin and not getting off him at all. Yeah, I'm gonna place the blame for this on Mark. He was just way too impatient on this.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a championship contender, desperate needs call for desperate measures. Now we got to see what happened here under caution.
What is going on with this lineup? What?
Well, that's the 39 of JD6 who's gotten his rear slammed into by Anderson Reed. What is Nick doing?
They're getting back up to the...
They're not going to... Why are they calling this a start? Where's the pace car?
Pace car's way up there.
They're going to call this an official start. What are the officials thinking?
More, what is JD639 thinking? I know he's still in the title fight, but...
Well, he's shown as the leader right now. He's got a problem.
And
his engine's gone. His engine's gone.
Anderson Reed is blown up. This is the most bizarre moment in possibly in ACS history.
Anderson Reed, JD.
But I should
who is officiating this race?
4 wide!
4 wide. But I should mention...
was 5 wide.
The 39
was going to the outside wall.
The 39 was the leader there on this ticker. If Nick passed him, that's a penalty. If Nick passed him before they went to the line, that is a black flag. And looks like the 17 and the 44 are going to get black flag. They passed them. Oh, no! Hirohito turned in front of the pack. Here we go.
That's going to save... Oh, man! Pantalica just got sandwiched into the wall there.
And Jericho's involved... Oh, and Hirohito!
Oh my god, and Jericho's upside down in his final start. Punted driver's side, there goes the pace car, nearly hitting Hirohito. Nearly missing Hirohito.
Hirohito's engine's dead.
This may be the most bizarre race in league history.
I'll tell you what, though, the 48 and the 48, the 13, and the 3 all got their laps back. But Nick, on that restart... past the 39 car, so I'm assuming there's going to be a penalty for that.
I'm not sure here because
I
also think the precaution here saved the 44 and 17 because they were coming in, and then the wreck happened. So I'm not sure since we saw them get out of the pit road before Nick got to them at the. Oh man,
that's a bad hit. But
at the start finish line.
Sorry, the 45 got into the 43, and that kicked the whole thing off.
If I may, I think I think Nick's pass may have actually been clean, considering nobody was actually doing caution speed, keeping up with the pace car.
Yeah, just Pantalica. Oh, almost airborne a little bit there.
Look at the rear wheel sticking out. That's a track bar that's broken. Look how far that's out.
Track bar is broken, suspension's broken, engine's smoking. Pantalica's done.
Everything's broken.
Let's look here, Jericho, a true innocent bystander in this, undeniably so. Just sandwiched, and then...
He would have been fine about here had this not happened.
Initially... Go ahead.
I didn't see that at first glance, but Hunter was involved in that, the one car.
Those are some ARCA brakes if I've ever seen them.
What's going on here? Irishman's, stuck up against the 9 car.
Looks like the 9 car is either on the lead lap or is just starting to completely door Irishman for no reason.
I think the 9 car's shown in 3rd place. I think Irishman's upset. Well, I don't know about that.
I think these cars may actually be stuck together.
That would be a first. Although it seems like they've gotten the 39 car back out. Look at that. You can see it back there.
Yeah.
They've sorted out. Irishman is in the wrong lane now.
That's what was going on there.
That's what was going on.
Only on Wheels wants to pit, and he decided that Irishman just didn't exist there. which we see Big Blue and Irishman are a lap down, which I don't agree with, considering they served their penalty and they got out before Nick took the caution flag.
Oh, Johnston into the grass. We're 4 wide.
This is a title battle if I've ever seen it. There's Big Blue.
Look at BKR.
They're 4 wide again.
BKR was way in the back. Oh, Keanu gets turned. Rusty gets turned. They both save it.
They
amazing save. No. Oh!
No, don't come back up.
Oh, no.
Mark is slipping.
Oh, he's hit again by
Oh, man. Marky Mark.
Oh, no.
Up and over so many times.
Hunter's involved. He's out of it.
Westman comes out again. Let's hope everyone's okay.
Sick involved. Oh, man. Man.
That's one of the worst crashes we have ever seen. I hope everyone's all right.
We've never had a driver hit the catch fence before.
Here, well, let's get a replay here. Look at what Rusty does. He gets lightly tapped by Zach since the inside wall.
They're 5 wide almost. Look at that.
And no clue what Rusty's thinking here. He's thinking entering the track back at full speed with such a poor entry angle.
Hunter B is involved in the crash. Hunter B may have been eliminated from the title battle.
Oh, absolutely.
The 13th. I don't think he has terminal damage. He can probably still continue, but we see Yoshi here fighting hard to get his car into the top 35 in owners points.
JD punched Kiani there. You see that? That's before Rusty gets turned. Oh, they're wrecking even before this. Look at Sylvie and Herman.
Sylvie light damage, and oh my god.
Herman Marks. Now, this is the second year in a row that we've had Mark Silas get into a absolutely horrifying accident.
We saw it at Talladega. It was just, oh man. Now here's a replay from Marky Mark's point of view here.
And this isn't only going to take Silas out of the championship hunt, but you gotta wonder if he's okay.
Here. Watch the seams here. Oh, okay. I'm not going to blame anyone for that. That was just a racing deal there. Initial contact, but this is all on this. The second part of this incident, that's all on Rusty, because you don't go full speed into a turn with just such a poor entry angle. That was just ridiculous move on his part.
You know what we have to start considering now? With so many cars going out of the race, we have to start thinking about what's the max number of points that we can gain now. Because like that 44 of Big Blue came into this race 8th in the standings, had to make up over 100 points. And with so many cars out, that he very well he might not have enough ground to make up points.
This is your field, folks.
No,
you can fit it all in one shot.
Him still running is actually good for him, because more cars out and he's still running, he passes those cars.
That's true, but if he doesn't have as many points that he could, like, say if a car in front of him, such as the Ford back green, but say BKR, who's also still running right now, say BKR goes out of the race right now and finishes like 25th, that's Big Blue is going to have very little margin of error there. Okay. As he gets turned by Johnston, look out! He gets turned into the wall. Here we go again.
They're wrecking again.
BKR's involved in another
one. The wall. Only on wheels is involved.
Caution is out. BKR involved in another one. These guys have got to
calm down. And the field gets even smaller.
Let's get a replay. See?
We got Nick Sant Racing Cars, I believe, 1, 2, 3 right now.
Somehow.
All right.
Somehow there are actually still cars left in this race.
Yeah, Johnson lightly turns. Yeah, that's I'm gonna put that on Big Blue actually, because he came up when there was plenty of room on the bottom.
That's not gonna look good considering the car he's taking over.
JD639YT is one of only 2 drivers in the top 15 in points without a single DNF, and I'm guessing that's probably going to change after today. I think that car is done.
Who's the other one in the top 15 without a single DNF? Was it
that
Nick?
Would be you, Irishman.
And that's about to change.
Irishman's still running, I believe.
I am not this Irishman. I am Scotsman.
Whatever. The 17 car, Irishman in the 17 is still out there. Yeah, he's a lap down, but he's still out there. And
we haven't ever revealed our secret to the crowd at home. We all have twins who can both drive and commentate. We're up here on the booth. Our Collins are down on the track.
Shut up. As there's gonna be 17 laps to go in this race. The entire field is damaged, pretty much.
I think there's more laps than there are cars on the track at this point.
Anyway, pace car leads him back down the pit leads him back on pit road.
We're back underway.
Green. Can we make one lap without a caution now?
I would like to.
Look at JD6. He's going into the grass. He's going 3 wide. What are these guys doing? And
Look
here
at
comes Nothing.
No Nothing trying to go for the second position.
No Nothing's looking to bookend the season. He won the season opener at Daytona. He wants to win the finale.
3 wide.
He gets through.
Chase with a poor corner.
Now Sebastian Vettel.
Flynn hooks the 14.
They save it.
How did they save it?
They stay 2-3. Oh man.
What I'm wondering is
still being in 4th place. Oh, by the way, that modified of do that car's in 6th place right now.
Yikes.
Sebastian Vettel would be he's screaming his head off with this blue flag song.
Blue flag.
Blue flag.
BKR is going to get around Irishman. BKR, that's not for position, but BKR is currently shown in 7th place right now. Make it 6th as he gets around the 47.
7th. This is going to put him in contention for the title fight.
Oh, well, here's the thing.
Absolutely. He's still I think he's still the points leader right now. BKR now is.
Absolutely, because if Nick was about 50 or so points behind the 2 car, with them only being 6 places apart, that's not enough to make up the difference.
Yeah. You see here, Nick is on pace for at least 2nd in points, considering Wrangler and Dale Reynolds are out. Irishman, he might be able to get around Irishman too, actually. But yeah, he actually is able to get around Irishman if this stays, because he was only ahead. Irishman was only ahead of him by 11 points. So
Irishman's a lap down right now, so he's not in the top. Like, he's not competing for where the 47 is.
That's what I meant. He's going to be able to get around Irishman easy.
We've got 18 cars left on the track.
So Nick is pulled away by over a second now. No Nothing, his teammate and driver.
Yeah, it's going to come down here between the 40 and the 2. That's what it's going to come down to.
Keep in mind, this is not something we've mentioned before. Nick Sant was actually at one point voted most popular driver of league.
It helps when you own the league. But I just realized something, a little bit of deja vu here. Who was battling for the win last year in the season finale?
Nick.
And?
No Nothing.
No.
Yes.
It was Nick and the 2 car that were battling for the win last year. It wasn't the championship, but it was for the win. Now the 2 are battling it out for the championship this year. And assuming, if nothing changes right now as we come to 10 laps to go, that BKR with him in 6th place, I don't think that's enough for the 40 car of Nick to make up points.
Yeah, right now, also a different tangent. If the race ends as it is, this will be an Ensoko record. 15 races, 15 different winners. Same with Fairlight Sportsman Series that was premiered. That was ran yesterday. 11 races, 11 winners.
Now, I'd like to bring something up. Drivers get 5 points for winning the race and 5 for leading the most laps. Does anyone know who was led?
5 for winning. 5 for leading the most laps. There's no bonus points for winning.
Oh,
I'm assuming that would be the 40. Nick would have led the most laps. As Flynn gets around the 14 for 2nd.
Not really meaning much in the title fight there. But Pip looking to bookend this season, which was a bit of a rocky one. He did get a win at Iowa, I believe.
If Pip does hang on to the 2nd place finish, he will likely end up with a spot inside the top 10 in points. So
likely.
Well, he's 12th coming into this race, and with the 9 and the 74 out, he's pretty much guaranteed to get in.
Oh,
Okay.
also, I'd like to ask something real quick. Do you get a bonus point for just leading at all, or do they stack?
No, the point.
Like,
You get 1 point for winning the pole, 1 point for leading a lap, any lap, but they don't stack.
all right,
So yeah,
that makes sense.
And you get 5 points for leading the most laps.
so you get 1. So here it is: 1 point for a pole for those at home, 1 point for the pole, 1 point for leading a lap, and 5 points for leading the most laps.
So the title contenders did not have a chance to get a bonus point for the pole, considering a non-championship contender, Chase, won the pole. As we see,
No.
the 32 is holding up the 40 on the track. What is he doing?
That's Nathan Chiani, getting in the way.
Bump drafting. Now, keep in mind, once Nick is around Kiani will actually be able to hold up other drivers in the field, so that may actually help him quite a bit if he gets parked in front of BKR.
Lucky number 5 laps to go in this race and in the season.
Look at Flynn. He gets held up behind Kiani. We're 3 wide as No Nothing wants second.
He wants a Nick Sant Racing 1-2 here in the final race of the season.
And I believe this may be one of his last career races. No Nothing.
Actually, he is confirmed to have another year in his contract with Nick Sant Racing. And he said he would retire if he was able to finish in the top 10 in points. Yeah, he's nowhere near that. So I think we'll see him next season.
Yeah, he came into this race 20th in points, so you're right, he will not end up in the top 10. But we're at the point system as is. Let me just confirm something, as Nick's going to come around to take 3 laps to go.
Yeah, my points machine here is a backup. Right now, if it were in as it is, BK would win the championship. Nick would be good enough to get second in points, and I believe it would actually be Irishman finishing third in points.
I think what would have to happen for Nick to win the title, how many spots would BKR have to lose?
Give or take. Thinking of this at the top of my head, it's not really.
I think
easy.
BKR would have to fall out of the top 10 at this point for any chance.
Yes, I believe so. As there are 2 laps to go in the season.
Nick's
No,
about
nothing.
2 seconds ahead of the 14.
We see field nice and spread out. Obviously, if a caution came out, the race would be over.
Some interesting developments here. I believe with the 87 of NDJR and the 31 of Anderson Reed, with them finishing so poorly, very well may fall out of the top. Yeah, I'm sorry, I keep doing that. It's New Shade. Might fall out of the top 35 in points, judging by where they finished today. As the white flag is out here in the finale.
Pip looking to get second place for No Nothing as Nick takes him down the back straight for the final time. No Nothing with the run on the outside, but Pip will have the inside in turn 3, which is the way preferred line.
He's going to get it.
Outside of turn 4, Nick Sant, career record breaker, record setter, 10 career wins. He wins the NAPA 125 here at Atlanta. But that will not be enough for the championship from the looks of it. As, yes, I have been officially confirmed. BKR, the Quiet Man, is the Season 7 Amazon Cup Series champion.
In a torn-up race car, BKR wins, and Nick Sant ends his career with a Cinderella finish.
Race results on the left side of your screen. Points on the top. Points on the right side for Irishman, DJF, and Nitro. Thank you for another season. We'll see you next season. Signing off. Have a good one.